Welcome back, or welcome into my reading here for the month of June. So we have pile number 1 with the lapis lazuli, pile number 2 with the blue agate, number 3 with this purplish gray stone there, and number 4 with the blue kyanite. So before I get started on the spread, or get started on the reading, I just wanted to go over the spread real quick. So we have our Wildwood Tarot deck and our Sacred Empowerment deck. So for the Wildwood Tarot, we have 4 cards, which is our reflection card, which is kind of what's currently happening until the month of June. And then we have the second card, which is what to expect in June. Our third card, how to prepare for that. And then fourth card will be the advice. And then, of course, we have our Sacred Empowerment decks, which is words of affirmations. Okay, so pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, pile number 1, for those of you guys who chose this lapis lazuli there. Okay, so again, for our spread, we have reflect, expectations, preparing for these expectations for June, and your base card. Alright, we have 3 of Vessels Joy for the first card. So this card being in reverse, I'm going to read this kind of at face value. So we have the Joy card in reverse. For some of you guys, I'm seeing this as conflict between other people, but for others of you, I'm just seeing that you're in a space where you're not really content or exactly happy with where you currently are. Okay, so for this card, 12 the Mirror, I'm kind of seeing this as you distancing yourself from this kind of energy here, because the Mirror card is equivalent to the Hangman card in the White Array Tarot deck, and that usually speaks about surrendering and letting go and bringing in new perspectives. So for example, if you have a conflict with maybe a friend or someone, I'm kind of seeing you as letting this go and not really caring about it. Or if it involves being in a state of mind where you're not exactly happy with where you are, I'm kind of seeing you changing your frame of mind during this time. Okay, we have Knight of Vessels Eel here. So I'm kind of seeing this as someone who's kind of just going through life, or just going with emotion, going with the flow, and just kind of not really being bothered by a lot of negative energy here. And then we have 7 of Vessels Morning in reversed. So the morning card usually speaks about not surrendering, but letting something go and just kind of leaving things in the past, which is, I think, since this is reversed, you're still kind of in this energy currently because you're still not letting whatever this is go. And then we have self-care allows me to fully give to others without expectations. So yeah, going back to this card here, 3 of Vessels Joy in reverse, I feel like whatever conflicts are going on, or whatever is going on in your life, if you're not feeling exactly the best about yourself, I feel like this is kind of reflecting how you take care of yourself as well. So yeah, this is just pretty much a reminder to take care of yourself first and foremost. Alright, pile number 1. If you guys like that, be sure to go down below to like, comment, and subscribe. I also have my Etsy down below for personal readings, and Instagram for tarot updates, where I usually post readings or the piles a couple days before I post the readings. Alright? Welcome, pile number 2, if you chose this blue agate here. Okay, so for the first card, we have 8 of Vessels Rebirth. I think a lot of you guys are pretty content with where you are. Maybe things are going pretty well. But for the month of June, I do see some changes going on. I don't think it's a major tower moment, but I see these 2 cards as one. So this river is flowing into this waterfall here. Because rivers and lakes and more still waters have less energy than waterfalls, I'm seeing this as like a disturbance, but I think this disturbance is for you to get out of your comfort zone here. And this was 10 of Vessels Happiness. And then we have 7 of Arrows Insecurity in a reversed. So even though things are going pretty well here, I do think this disturbance is to bring you out of this, and because it's kind of like a comfort zone, it may be a little bit uncomfortable for you, so this is just reminding you to kind of embrace those changes and to not be afraid of those changes. Then we have Page of Boast, Dotes, in reversed. Usually when I see this card, I see it as someone looking back but moving forward as well. So I'm seeing this as a reflection card. So you may start off here, and even though these bumps in the road may make things a little bit harder for you, I'm seeing this as saying to look back at where you've been and where you're going. So even though you may not think things are changing that much, or this may be holding you back or bringing you down, this is saying that's doing the opposite, where you were in this position before, but now you're moving farther ahead. We have I honor all my needs, my fears, and my desires. Yeah, so similar to this one here, where I talked about facing your fears and not being afraid of changes, this is saying that to kind of embrace those changes and those fears. Okay, and we have I trust that though I may not see it now, there is a greater lesson for me in this. So yeah, even though this may be a little uncomfortable, this is the happiness card, so this is saying whatever changes are occurring, whatever disturbances are occurring is for your better. It's to make you better or to further yourself on your path. And so yeah, even though you may not see it now, this is going to be worth it in the end. Alright, we have all expression and intentions flow through my heart center. I am love. I'm seeing this more as a mantra to remind yourself throughout this process. So yeah, going back to the insecurity or letting go of insecurities and not feeling like the imposter or getting over imposter syndrome. This is something to kind of repeat to yourself when you're feeling this way. I am my own validation. So yeah, all this is saying is even though you may come across some disturbances or some blocks on the road, it's saying that this isn't the end of your journey. This is just this is kind of just something to kind of push you forward. It's pretty much saying to not give up on your path or on your journey. Alright, power number 2, if you guys enjoyed that, I have my Instagram down below where I usually post these card piles a few days before I post them on YouTube. Also my personal readings on Etsy, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, power number 3, for those of you guys who chose this purple grayish stone here. Okay, so our first card, Page of Stones, Links. Usually when I see this card, I see it as someone who's kind of interested in something, but they're kind of holding themselves back. Maybe there's some blocks or hesitations within themselves or from external factors, but whatever these blocks are, I'm seeing it being cleared in the month of June. However, with this card here, we have seven of bows, clearance. However, with this card here, that is Stone's Tradition, I'm seeing this as saying to really think about what those blocks are, what's not serving you, to meditate on that so you can release that. So maybe in the month of June, maybe the universe or spirits or angels, or patrons or whatever, maybe they're going to make it easier for you to let go of, but you really have to think about what those are so that can really manifest itself forward. Right, and then we have Ace of Vessels, the Water of Life, in reversed. So it's similar to this one, to really think about what's not serving you and to let go of that. This is also saying to whatever isn't serving you, whatever is not that great for you, it's saying to not pay attention to that, to really release yourself from that. And then we have I am my own healer. So yeah, even though in the month of June these blocks may be cleared, I think this is saying it's really up to you to clear these blocks as well. So yeah, even though angels, spirits, and whatever, they may clear the path for you, it's really up to you to meet them halfway as well. And I also drew a few oracle cards for you guys as well. I didn't for the other pile, so don't tell them. But I have write a gratitude list and grounding visualization. I think this card here is clarifying this card here, so meditating on what's not serving you and to release that and to ground yourself. And also seeing this card here, write a gratitude list. So even though you're clearing things out, this is just reminding you to really think about what you still have and to be grateful for that. Okay, pile number 3, if you guys enjoyed that, I have an Instagram down below where I post my piles a few days before I post these on YouTube. I also have my Instagram, my Etsy shop, my personal readings, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Welcome, pile number 4, for those of you guys who chose this blue kyanite here. Okay, so for this card, we have 2 of Stones challenge. I'm reading this at face value, so there could be some challenges or conflicts going on in your life. But with this card, King of Stones Wolf, I'm seeing that in the month of June, you're going to be letting these conflicts go. And then we have King of Vessels, Heron. So in order to let this go, I'm seeing, so usually when I see this card, the Heron card, it usually means someone who has leader type of qualities, but at the same time they're really strict. So this is really about letting things go and knowing what's not. It's like choosing the bigger battle. And then we have 17, the Pole Star, in reversed. So I'm going to kind of jump around here and read the affirmation cards as well. So we have, I release the attachment to the outcome and choose to enjoy the journey. So yeah, I think this is saying that, for example, let's say you are in a conflict with someone, maybe you're focusing too much on the conflict and not really the end goal there. And for some of you who are kind of focusing on the troubles or the bumps in the road, this is saying that you're paying too much attention to that and not really paying attention to the end of the journey. Right? And then we have, I'm writing a new story. So yeah, this is where this also comes in and kind of this as well. So you might be holding on to things too closely, you're not letting things go. This is saying that you're going to be able to release that and let that go. Right, so pile number 4, if you guys enjoyed that, I have an Etsy down below with personal readings, and my Instagram down below as well, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.